Hey guys, welcome back to the Team Ham channel. This time we're with a special guest star here, Mr. Jesse, aka the Gerbil, aka JJ, Team Ham. And he's here to show us the Dungaree deck that was shown on the video matchup. So without further ado, Jesse, it is yours.
Alright, so start with the grade 3s. We have for Dungaree himself. So we know he has boosted stats. He's triple drive, 17k, 2 crit. His first skill is if your opponent's on grade 3 in your battle phase, you can bind the top card of your deck to help feed himself. And you know his other skill is Vanguard Rearguard's circle. When it attacks, you take all your bind and put it to drop. If it's 2 or less, he loses his stats. He goes down to 1 crit, 7k, 1 drive. So we always want to send 3 or more to keep his stats. For 4, we keep his stats, you bind 1. And then for 5, you can return 3 cards from drop back to the deck. So usually that's triggers or other things you just want to recycle back into the deck.
Gotcha.
And then my other great thing that we play is Shaggy Shot Dragoon. The first skill is the one that we care about the most, because Vanguard Rearguard Circle on swing, we can bind a card from hand, and if the front row is empty, we can draw a card. So he helps build up the bind for Dungaree.
And we don't care about the second skill.
Yeah, that's a Vanquisher skill. So.
Gotcha.
Yep.
That's convenient.
So that's it for the grade 3s. I don't play the Blue Djinn.
This man doesn't believe in it.
No. I like to keep my counterblast low, so I only play like 2 units that cost counterblasts. And speaking, one of them is one of the new cards, Exorcist Mage Cherne. So he has a Vanguard Circle and he's rolled upon. You CB1, look at top 2, add 1 to hand, 1 to bind. So that helps feed for Dungaree. And in his Rearguard Circle skill is counterblast, bind top card. Depending on the grade, from 1 to 3, it gets 5k for each. If it's a 0, I get to draw a card. So
nice.
Yeah, really good early game, late game. If you start stacking, you kind of want to be careful what you
Very straightforward.
That is one of the best cards we got. It's a new promo from the Dragoon Knight Cherne.
This was the one that got that shout out right in the video.
It may be hard for y'all to pick them up, but they're in circulation, so you should be able to find them. But it's Rearguard Circle on place, on rear, or when placed or put in Guardian Circle, you Soul Blast 1, bind 1 card from your hand, and then your opponent also binds 1 from their hand, and y'all both draw. And then you gain 5k attack and or power. So he's 10k shield, 14k beater. We have last grade 2 is kind of a pair for a grade 1 that he has to play with. So it's Gunson and O-Bomb. So Gunson is Vanguard Rearguard Circle. If his brother's in the same column, he gets 3k. And at the end of the battle, if he's boosted by him, you can counterblast 1, bind the column that they're in, all the rearguards in the column, and then draw 2. So if it's on Vanguard Circle, it's just the brother, and you draw 2 basically. If you write it, if it's on rearguard, it's the whole column and your opponent's column. So they have to be in the same column.
Okay.
To get that power. And his is his other skill is when he's placed and the grade 2 is already on the field, he countercharges.
Oh, okay.
You're guaranteed the skill as long as you have both of them.
Right.
So
hence why they're like brothers. They work together.
Yep. Besides Shaggy Shot, they're the best way you're gonna get bind during the battle phase. Everything else is gonna be before you start swinging.
Okay, it's good note. Good note to make.
Let's see, that was the introduction to our ones. So after that, we play 4 of the grade 3 Searcher, Mighty Bolt Dragoon, top 5 check for grade 3, and if you bind a card, he gets 5k. So as soon as turn 2, you can like aggro with Giraffe and hits 13k beater or booster. You just aggro. And the last couple of grade 1s is Eradicator Nushku. So he's our Eradicator Searcher. He helps searches for the twins that we saw earlier. So it helps with not just that, but you can also try to get the 2 to ride if you're missing your 2. And then later on, I'll show a few other cards that you care about that it searches. And lastly, for the grade 1s, we play 2 D-Series PGs. So I do not play on Nostalgia. because I don't want to rely on making sure I have the bind for my opponent the whole time, because now Narukami both complete Dungaree, so it won't always be Thunderstrike 4. And if you chose to play another one, you can even play the Eradicator Gold PG. That's way it's another name you can search out for Nushku. So that'll be pretty good if y'all have those. They're pretty pricey. I don't have them myself. So that's another option I can play. Or unless y'all just want to play more space for drop PGs. But I like playing the grade 1 PG because I played a lot of Great Nature. Can't guard with grade 0s. So,
fair enough.
Very, very important.
Yes.
Grade 0s, basic starter.
Best boy starter.
Best boy starter as well. Yeah. And triggers, we're playing 6 crit, 4 strike fodder, and 2 of the GB1. If you want the soul, draw a card 10k to Vanguard.
Okay.
And over trigger, I played the Create Elemental trigger, not the Dragon Empire one, because Dungaree is per swing. So if you play the Dragon Empire one, he goes down to 1 drive. So if you're okay with the 1 drive, alright, but I prefer to split the 200 mils for PG to guard, or to you guarantee the breakthrough and then another hit. So,
got you. Okay.
Yeah. And maybe deck out, but it's harder since it's premium. You have G guards that I'll talk about later. 2 drop PGs to finish the perfect guards.
Yep. Solid.
And then 3 fronts. It's like I'm about to be explaining that we can G-Guard to make our bind, so we can actually swing with Vanguard first instead of building attacks with Jaggy Shot or the Twins before we swing with Dungaree.
And you like these fronts because they give 20k shields?
And they have 20k shield, correct, yeah. And main reason because the 20k shields is because for my heal lineup, I am not playing Heal Guardians, I'm playing 4 Eradicator, 2 of the Countercharge Soul Charge, and 2 of the 20k shields.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you really like the grade 3 ones, you can play them. I wanted to separate what I can search with Nushku and the grade 3s, make sure I can only get my Dungaree or my Jaggy Shot, and then make sure it's Eradicator combos, because basically Nushku can guarantee 2 bind regardless if you have one of the brothers or any of these, because your G-Guard will Rama can guarantee 2 with this, and maybe even 4 with that, or 2 with any G-Guard that you choose to play throughout the turn.
Oh, okay. Question. On the Eradicator heal with the effect, does the 5k hurt you most usually, or not really?
It does, but later on in the game, I usually just try to cycle these back to deck, so it won't hurt as much, and these for the G-Guard. But if you're going past that, where you've actually used all your G-Guards, it can hurt, but usually you're in the point where if I hit the heal, you just survive. Because you're solo and stacking your deck with triggers.
So the 5k doesn't really come up very
Not as much, because originally I was playing 4 and it did hurt.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I was like, no, we're split. I tried the grade 3s, and if I saw them didn't seem to hurt, and I played the fronts, so I was like, let's the fronts cover 20k shields.
Gotcha.
20k shields total. Carries the deck.
And then for the Heal Guardians, you're not a fan of those because you can't search for them? You don't feel like you need those for the early rush?
It clashes too much with me trying to make sure I get my ride of Dungaree. Because if you don't ride Dungaree, you're not playing the deck.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Cool. Like it. Like it.
Alright. And next, we'll do the G Zone. Play 3 Stunverse. Narukami. You gotta play it, you know. Best thing is that when we do use it, hey, we still have triple drive because Dungaree has triple drive and 17k crit. One of those reasons why I like I chose so many non-Soul Blasts. I don't think, if you saw, I didn't play Mew Mew, so
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, no Soul Blast because he uses Soul Blast, and Shiraf uses Soul Blast, and he can use it twice since he's on place and intercept. And then if you have to later on, like early on in the game, because he can't meet the 4, you want to have the Soul Blast for a Buster.
Oh, okay. So you're in the 2 Busters as well.
The 2 Busters, just the 2 verses. That's the only other Vanguard we play besides VMAX.
And what do you say to the people that are Stunverse haters?
Stunverse haters? I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is the only thing we have.
Like, let us have it.
Just, yeah. Like, we have to work for Dungaree on top of that, so... It's how It's the same thing with Crystal Luster and Record Chain. You just got it's all it has. It's a same deck. If we don't have other interesting things with strides that help us meet conditions to play the game. So yeah, the one VMAX for when it comes up, it's mainly when they're not gonna have anything because you only have two. So they call it full board. You're not really gonna go into it. It's for the runaway decks, Grand Blue, Pale Moon. If you get there.
How often do you go into VMAX?
Usually it can be the third stride or later.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually first two will be Stunverse. I'm actually I'm more likely if I G-guarded early enough. If it's not Stunverse, like two Stunverse in a row, you're trying to either GB8 or Drachma.
Oh shoot, you do run the Drachma.
Yeah, you do run the Drachma because since Dungaree can hit really hard and make them guard everything just about, unless they kept low damage, they just waste through the hand. And you just try to steal the game with either of these. More likely this is a more later game. They went through so much because we're gonna be swinging with possibly a rearguard Dungaree, and maybe a second one if we have like double brothers and a Jaggy shot. That's a whole other issue. It's hard to get the double prop, bro, but
when it happens,
it hurts.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
It hurts.
It hurts a lot. And other than that, the last stride we also play is our Guild Ball. So
of course,
we go first. We just try to keep the advantage, keep the stride fodder to guard with, to cycle later, and does not have to worry about striding the rest of the game.
I feel that.
Yep. So that's 9 strides. The rest of it is all G guards. I play 7 G guards.
Man. All right.
So we play 3 Brahma. This is our binder. So we bind 2 of different grades. He gets 25k shield. So Dungaree will always guard for 32, right? 25, 12.
25, 12.
No, 42.
That's 37.
So 42. Yeah. 42 total. Right? 17, 25. 17 and 25 was.
Oh, no, 42. Yeah.
42 guard with 1 card.
I'm keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
Dungaree 17 days.
Yeah, I'm still learning. I'm still learning that the additional power.
Sorry, guys, math is hard.
Yeah, for real. So he creates 2. So with this one, you always guarantee 2. If you use Yoki, you can get 4, and then Dungaree is 5.
Oh wow!
So you've literally set up your whole following turn. You just need to survive that turn, and you have 5. So,
that's pretty good.
Other than that, is a Denzel. So this is mainly for like the random ballerina pokes. You can make sure you get 1 guard in, protect the Jaggy shot, protect the Ren for a bind, especially if you don't have the extra heal guardians besides maybe the 2 from this.
Right.
And then the last 3 is 3 impedes. So
no bull rocks.
No bull rocks. I was never really a fan of him, and with Rama needing to be used to bind, it's cut down the deck. So it's your 25k shield right here. Because you can legitimately go 3, and then you cycle so hard you double impede later on.
Alright.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
So do you have anything else you want to say about the deck? Like any matchups you worry about when you play it?
Hardest one's still Nightmare Dolls. You know, they go first, they get their GBD, they can Formido us. Or no, is it Dust? Is it Dust? No, we're dead. But if we survive it, they go everything back and so VMAX steals the game. That's how we live. Other than that, Great Nature, you need to have those grade 1 PGs. And your G guards, because otherwise you can't guard with grade 0s.
Okay.
Yeah, we lose the rush, guys, but we get there.
All right.
Super tanky.
That's thank you so much, Jessie, for showing your deck to us. I know there's some people who've been asking about it. They've been really curious because I've been on the Narukami pages, and man, some people they be asking the Dungaree.
How do you do it? Yeah. I know there's a lot of people just debating whether we could go to play more binders or we play cards to filter the deck. I've gone to filter sides with Nushku because I like how that guarantees 2 cards to be binded, especially early on in the game.
Got you.
So
all right.
Heavy dig.
We digging.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again, Jesse. You take care. And remember, guys, to like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions about the deck or any recommendations, put them in the comments below.
Go to the Discord channel. There were some discussions on there already too. So if you want to see that, that's in the Discord waiting.
Hell yeah!
Look at. If you have other questions, I'm there.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, man. Y'all take care.